Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Heroes Connect Military to Manufacturing event. We are here talking with a company who is actively seeking military talent. These events were designed to help the broader military community better understand and get to know the manufacturing and supply chain industries. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Lauren Bloomer, and I am a program manager with the Manufacturing Institute, and I oversee the Heroes Make America training program at Fort Liberty here in North Carolina. Today, we are featuring one of our Heroes Make America companies, Manitowoc. I am so excited to have you learn more about how this company could be a part of your next career chapter. Before I introduce our first speaker, I want to cover some general participation guidelines. First, this event, as you heard, is being recorded, and the recording will be sent out as a part of a recap email. Please make sure that you stay muted throughout the presentation to minimize any kind of background noise. Lastly, I encourage you all to be active participants. Please feel free to utilize the chat feature throughout the presentation to drop in questions that you might have. We will hold off on answering these questions until the end of the presentation at the Q&A portion. And at that time, you can also feel free to use the raise hand feature so you can come off mute and ask your question live. Overall, events like these are your opportunity to join the discussion and ask questions of these industry leaders who you may not normally have access to. So let's go ahead and practice utilizing that chat feature. Go ahead and open it up and drop in the location where you will be seeking employment. So while you're doing that, I also want to briefly highlight the Manufacturing Institute's Heroes Make America's Military Skill Bridge program. We have many of our current students on this call, but we also have other military affiliated participants, company representatives, and community partners from across the country joining us today. For those of you who may not be familiar with the Heroes Make America, we are a DoD-approved SkillBridge program that is open to transitioning service members, veterans, and active duty military spouses. We provide a variety of certification trainings to help equip you for rewarding careers in the manufacturing and supply chain industries. Our students learn a variety of topics to include safety, quality practices, various technical trainings like electrical, mechanical, pneumatic training, and also logistics training. We will drop in our program manager's contact information in the chat so you will be able to connect with any one of us if you do have any questions. In addition to our SkillBridge offerings, we also host a variety of other virtual events to include these weekly Heroes Connect events and our quarterly Vets to Manufacturing virtual career fairs. We will drop in the dates for our next events in the chat so you can check that out if you would like. And without further ado, let's move on to the main feature. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Chris Seidel, Director of HR with Manitowoc. Chris, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren, for the intro. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. My name's Chris Seidel. I'm HR Director here at Manitowoc. I sit in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and really excited to talk about Manitowoc today and some of our business units as well. So thank you, Heroes Make America. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for taking the time to listen about our company if you haven't heard of us. And thank you for your time today. So Lauren, you can jump to the next slide. We have a great company video to kind of kick you off. It'll give you a nice overview of the company, better than I can probably articulate. So we'll kick off with the video, and then we can dig into a little bit more about our company.
Lauren, it looks like we might be missing sound.
So we're missing sound, Miss Rachel?
I did not have sound. Chris, did you have sound?
No, I did not hear it this time.
Just a moment. Let me stop sharing my screen and try again. Give me just a moment. I apologize about that. Technology is the best. Let me go back to here. Does the screen share look okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
You do have it looks like maybe your settings box there at the top. I see the grayed out portion on the top of your screen there.
I apologize. Give me just 1 minute. Let me try sharing it one more time again.
No worries. I think we've all learned over the last couple of years that technology is a blessing and a curse. So
Indeed. So if you give me just a moment, if I share often or like this, and give me a moment to get back into presentation mode. Once I get this pulled up, that should eliminate that control panel there on my screen. Does it look okay now?
it looks like it's still there. We might be okay. It's not impeding the video right now.
Okay, well, let me make sure that you have audio. Thank you for your help.
Around the globe, major construction projects are either in the works or planned. Projects that will build the structures where people live, the factories where they work, and the infrastructure needed to support the global economy. One crane manufacturer is uniquely positioned to meet the lifting needs of these vital projects and ensure that the companies that undertake them have the tools needed to maximize their return on investment. That company is Manitowoc. With real performance, real quality and reliability, real return on investment, real agility, and real aftermarket support, Manitowoc is poised to build something real. We will accomplish this by being agile, which means building products for the world's changing needs. Our innovations allow cranes to do more with less, enabling our customers to be more productive while dramatically reducing project costs. We test our cranes rigorously to ensure the highest reliability and the greatest return on investment. Meeting the world's lifting needs requires a crane that stays on the job day after day, year after year. We support our customers with real aftermarket support from Manitowoc Crane Care and flexible financing options from Manitowoc Finance. A new day is dawning, one filled with opportunity and promise. One company is manufacturing the cranes to fulfill those needs. Manitowoc, build something real.
Thanks, Lauren. Could hear at that time, so I appreciate that. Hopefully everyone could hear that crystal clear. So we are Manitowoc. We are proud of the products we manufacture, and you can see our motto of build something real. It really drives home with our employees and the people who are part of Manitowoc. We feel that we change the way our communities look, right? We build the communities of tomorrow, where all of our families, where we live, where we play. So that's what our motto is, and we're really proud of that. What you'll learn today is we're not just a manufacturing company. That's something that if you've heard of Manitowoc, we manufacture cranes, but we're more than that. We have a completely business unit, part of our company that's focused on aftermarket, and that's where we have a lot of career opportunities right now, great job opportunities in the aftermarket side of our business as well. So not just new crane manufacturing, but also renting cranes, working with parts. We have parts managers positions. We, of course, have technician positions as well. We remanufacture cranes. We have training programs to help our technicians grow and learn the crane, even if they're completely inexperienced. So that's a little bit about Manitowoc. You'll learn a little bit more of our aftermarket side of our business too, which that business is called MGX Equipment Services. We have a few slides on that. And so really excited to talk about Manitowoc, and then also our MGX equipment services part of our business as well. You can go to the next slide, Lauren. So a little bit of the evolution of our company. We started in 1902 as a dry dock company. We were actually a shipbuilding company in Manitowoc, which is a small town in Wisconsin. It's made famous by a Netflix series recently. We are started as a shipbuilding company in 1902. Jumping a little bit forward, our founders found an opportunity with manufacturing cranes. So we got into the crane building business, and we've been in that since 1925. Over the years, we've added some key crane brands such as Potain, Grove, Shuttle Lift, National Cranes, those different brands we've added. And then what I just alluded to before are the aftermarket, the after sales side of our business. We have made some acquisitions in the last couple of years in the United States that we brand MGX Equipment Services. And there's a ton of opportunities there, technician jobs, parts jobs, service jobs. And we have a number of branches located all over the United States just in that part of our business. So that's a little bit of the evolution of Manitowoc. If you haven't been familiar, you can go to the next slide, Lauren. Just wanted to talk a little bit about two different things that are extremely important to our culture here at Manitowoc. Our core values, we have 4 of them. So 4 core values that we live and breathe by, with that motto of building something real. The first one is, I do what is right. So are we respecting others? Are we delivering quality work to our customer? That's extremely important to us. That's the number 1 core value that we have. Number 2, we work as a team. We're putting each other first. So if you come to work at Manitowoc, your supervisor, your leader of your organization, we expect two-way communication. We expect development. We expect collaboration. So that's a pillar of Manitowoc and a core value. Number 3 is we deliver results. So we do exactly what we say we'll do to our customers. So that means meet their expectations, continuous improve our products, innovate our products. That's a key pillar as well. And then I am a role model. We celebrate our successes, we learn from our failures, and we have a little bit of fun along the way. So those are the 4 key core values for Manitowoc and MGX Equipment Services. The next slide you can jump to is our safety vision. Of course, being a global manufacturing company, this is the number one priority at Manitowoc. We have daily toolbox talks that we call them at many of our facilities, making sure that we're being safe. We want all of our employees to go home safely each day. We do believe that every injury is preventable. So you'll hear that all the time from the people that work at Manitowoc and MGX. We do believe it's everyone's responsibilities, to call out and assess different situations when we start work every day, when we start projects. We do believe that every injury is preventable, and it's everyone's responsibility. So you'll see that as the number one focus we have as a company. And our goal is always 0 injuries, right? We don't want anyone injured on the job. The next slide you can jump to. You may have seen our products all over the United States, or if you're traveling globally, if you've had that opportunity, we have a number of products that you've seen probably on the side of the highway, on construction sites. Some of you might be familiar, maybe less familiar with our products. We like to categorize them overall in 3 different buckets. The first one is crawler lattice boom cranes. So we typically sell those under our Manitowoc brand. Those are typically the large crawler red cranes that you'll see maybe on the side of the highway or at construction sites. Those are Manitowoc brand. We have tower cranes, and many times much larger cranes, tower self-erecting top slewing cranes that are sold under our Potain brand. Those are typically yellow or red that you'll see on job sites. And then we have a part of our business, which products that we like to label as our mobile hydraulic cranes. And we sell those under the brands of Grove, Shuttle Lift, National Crane. So hopefully hopefully you're somewhat familiar. If you're not, that's okay. But what I can probably guarantee is you've seen some of these cranes over the years as you've been driving through your community, driving through the United States, and traveling abroad. What I did allude to earlier is we aren't just a manufacturing company. We are also in the aftermarket side of our business. We help our customers. We help provide them customer care. And like I said earlier, we have a lot of opportunities in that side of our business today. And I want to talk a little bit about those different opportunities. So Lauren, if you jump to the next slide, it really gives a nice overview of our aftermarket side of our business. The business is called MGX Equipment Services. And we acquired a couple businesses a couple years ago, and they are under the MGX Equipment Services LLC. And essentially what they do is they work with a variety of end market customers. So they're directly working with the customers. They're one of our largest Manitowoc and crane dealers. And we have employees who are providing crane rentals, new sales, used sales, parts for our cranes, service, remanufacturing existing cranes, structural repairs, and we do have a certification program too. So that's the side of the business that maybe we aren't as well known as today. We're known as a crane company, but we're much more than that. We can help customers keep those cranes going, fix them, and we need the people to do so. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of job opportunities in that side of our business. Aspen Equipment is a division underneath our MGX Equipment. So if you're from the Midwest, you might have heard of Aspen Equipment. That's where it's the most popular. We have some branches in Bloomington, Minnesota. We have some branches in the upper Midwest, and that is a division of MGX. And they help repurpose truck upfitters. They help our customers directly with who are in a number of different industries, from mining to construction to railroads. So we provide cranes for that part of our business as well, and in those industries, I should say. So hopefully I did a good job explaining that. So Manitowoc cranes, we have a number of products, and from our aftermarket side of our business, we have a number of different opportunities and jobs just in that part of our business. The next slide really does a great job of showing where we're located. Yeah, so thanks for switching to the next slide. We have a lot of territory that we can help with our fleet support services and our technicians. You can see the orange territory in the US. That's growing every single day, to be honest with you. And we have a lot of territory that we can cover with helping our existing customers. And so that's what MGX and Aspen's all about, is working directly with our customers. And the starred locations are actually locations. We have physical branches and service locations. So if you're from any of those different areas in the US, you'll see on our career site, we have jobs posted all over these different states, all over these different locations. What's not on here is our true Manitowoc manufacturing sites. So this is our MGX business in Aspen. We have a very large manufacturing site in Shady Grove, Pennsylvania. It is just on the border of Pennsylvania and Maryland, to give you a little bit of idea of the location. So that's not on here as well. And we also do have some remanufacturing sites as part of our Manitowoc business in Wisconsin and Arkansas. So to give you a little idea, once you jump to our career opportunities that we have on our career site, you'll see jobs really all over the United States, because we have all of these branches under MGX, and we have a number of different sites for our Manitowoc locations too. Let's jump to the next slide. It gives a nice overview of, we wanted to provide maybe the top six jobs that we're really actively looking for people today, people from the military community that we can help Manitowoc be employees at Manitowoc, and we can help train. If you don't have any experience, we can certainly help train you on a number of different opportunities that we have. So the first two are technicians. We're heavily looking for technicians today. We have a number of opportunities all over the United States. We have technician jobs that are require travel, and then we have some that don't. So we have a nice mix of there. So if you're looking for a job that travel is something that you're looking for, we have that with a technician. And then we have shop crane technicians with less travel as well. We have a trainee position for technicians too, installation technicians, and then along the lines of parts managers and service managers, we need those at a lot of our branches and locations too, along with people with maybe forklift experience, basic computer skills for our warehouse specialists and our material handlers. So these are just a few that we wanted to highlight to all of you today. But certainly scan that QR code. I know they're dropping in the careers link, the link to our career site too, and you'll see a number of different positions that we have open that I think for the military community and the people we're talking to today, we're really excited about sharing with you and the opportunities that we have. Lauren, you can jump to the next slide. We wanted to talk a little bit about, why Manitowoc. I gave you a little bit of a history, a little bit of the job opportunities that we have, but why Manitowoc as a great place to work. We truly, I'm in the HR department. We try to invest in our workforce, and we have a number of different programs that I want to highlight to you that can highlight and prove that we are invested in our workforce. One of them is what we call our supervisor leadership program. It's a 12-month training program to help build leadership skills, soft skills, a number of different skills for our supervisors, maybe people who are looking to be supervisors at our branches and at our locations, people who have experience being a manager or supervisor but want to learn more skills. So we're really proud of this program. It's been going on for over 4 years within our business. We also have what's called the Manitowoc Way. It's really how we live and breathe at Manitowoc. The Manitowoc Way is really a set of lean principles that drive our innovation. So we want to have a clear and strong company that's focused on customers. So however we can adapt these lean principles and as far as making the most efficient processes we can, making the most innovative and customer-friendly crane and product that we can. That's really the focus in the Manitowoc Way. We do have a technician training program as well that we have just a few slides that I'll talk about. So Lauren, you can jump to the next slide. This might be relevant for some of you. We have a really great technician training program. So if you might be interested in being a field technician, a shop crane technician, an installation technician, we have a number of trainers that are dedicated to just that across the United States. We have classrooms. I know some of you are in classrooms right today, learning new skills and learning about new opportunities. We have that as well to help you learn our product and learn our culture and our way. We had almost 900 students in it last year, to give you an idea. And we provide a number of classes across the United States to help with that as well. If you jump to the next slide, it gives you a little bit of overview of one of those programs. We call it the Quick Start Training Learning Program. And this training program is an 18-month, very intensive training program. So if you are not very experienced as a technician, but that's something that you feel, hey, I have a skill set that might be transferable, or I'm very interested in learning more about this role, we do have a training program that's 18 months that's dedicated on just learning our cranes. It's a really great program. You're learning the software that's in these products, in these cranes. You're getting electronic learning, in-class learning, and it's 18 months to bring you up to speed to be the best technician that you can be at Manitowoc. So this is just one example of one of the training programs we have. But really wanted to share that with you that, if you're applying for some of these jobs, we have the opportunity to help grow you here at Manitowoc as well. We do have a Master Tech learning program too. So if you jump to the next slide, if the technician world is something that you're looking to focus on and develop and become a product expert, we have a Master Tech learning program too. And that can take a number of years to become a true subject matter expert. But we have that path too. So if you're saying, hey, Chris, I have transferable skills, I have experience even in this field, we have training programs for you too to learn our product, learn cranes, learn our industry, and really become experts in the field. So those are just a couple of the different training programs that we have that we're really proud of, and we can really help you if you're interested in working for Manitowoc and MGX. All right, let's keep it moving along here. The next slide is a couple more reasons of why to join Manitowoc. We actually have a part of our business that's completely dedicated to providing the government with equipment. We call it Grove Defense. Grove is one of our products, as I mentioned earlier. So we actually sell commercial cranes to the Air Force, Navy, and a number of different parts of the military community. These are just a few photos I wanted to share with you today of a crane that we designed for the Army and the National Guard. So it's a really unique part of our business. We have people dedicated to just that, and I wanted to share just a couple of pictures with you today. All right, next slide. More reasons to join Manitowoc. We have employee resource groups. Well, one of them that we're really proud of is what we call Manitowoc Leans In. This is a women employee resource group. Really a welcoming community. The mission is to empower our women at Manitowoc. Typically in the manufacturing industry, it can be seen as lean more towards men versus women. And our hope is to help make sure that Manitowoc is a company that's open and welcoming culture. And this is just one example of that. So we have a Manitowoc Leans In employee resource group. They do several in-person and virtual learnings every month. Really a collaboration, a networking opportunity for all of the women in the United States. So we were really happy to launch that last year. And then we've been launching it to our global sites as well outside of the US. All right, you can jump to the next slide. I wanted to hit on just a couple more. We have a couple more slides for you before we get into Q&A. One of the slides is our outreach. So we talked a little bit about one of the core values that we have is building the communities of tomorrow. We put our mouth where our money is, or backwards, whichever way you want to think about it. We have a Manitowoc Foundation. So we work with the United Way, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Most people are familiar with those two different organizations. We also work with a veteran-owned organization called Dry Hooch. If you're not familiar, they have coffee houses across the U.S. It was started by veterans, and their goal is veterans helping veterans for a number of different ways, not just coffee, but also opportunities to support veterans. So we were happy to help support them on an ongoing basis. We do have a Brooks House partnership. Brooks House, if you're not familiar, it's a safe and sober living environment for women to help remake their lives, acclimate back into their community. So we support them, and we actually have some graduates of the Brooks House that are actually working for Manitowoc today that we're really proud of. We have something here in Wisconsin called Kids Building Wisconsin, just an opportunity to teach kids about the construction industry and get them excited. And then one bullet point I just wanted to mention outside of the United States, you may have heard, and back in 2019, the Notre Dame Cathedral, there was a fire and it burned down. We are very close to that community in that area, so we've been helping restore that as well. So we want to help build the communities of tomorrow, and it's more than just cranes. It's also using our resources to help others too. So just a few different ways that Manitowoc and MGX are helping the communities here in the United States. All right, I got two more slides for you before we get into some questions and answers. The next slide is a series that we started on social media. So after the call, I would highly recommend. We have a YouTube page, we have a Facebook page, a LinkedIn. We have a series that we branded over the last few months called Meet the Field Techs. So if you are interested in learning more and hearing from our actual employees of the culture and what they do every day, I would highly recommend just jumping on these quick videos and watching a couple of them and hearing from our employees. But I did want to share one video with you today so you can hear from our actual technicians and hear about the culture at MGX, hear about the culture at Manitowoc. So Lauren, you can play this video and we can hear from one of our technicians.
My name is James Zampier. I work out of the MGX branch in Phoenix. I've been with the company H&E and now MGX for 17 years. I chose to work for H&E because they were a long-standing company, long history, good structure. When MGX took over, I stayed with the company because it is a deeper-rooted company with the MGX brand under Manitowoc now, and then having the managers on the local level that care and do what they can to help us succeed keeps me there. I like the diagnostic side. I should say love the diagnostic side, fixing things that most can't. We get called out on the most difficult jobs, and having that there to, or having that ability to fix these cranes and make the customer or help the customer get back to making money, building America, and making this country great. I went to a trade school, and I will always believe and even instill in my own children that trade schools will always be college. Liberal arts degree will get you nowhere in this industry, obviously. So this career path, going through the trade schools, learning a trade to be professional at and be good at, I think you're learning a skill that will help carry you through life in all aspects. I think it's important for our future. As technology progresses, we'll be in more demand, and you can't replace what we do with things like AI, artificial intelligence, and stuff that's coming aboard now, so we'll always be needed. I've learned a good work ethic, good corporate structure, learned a lot through training and improving personal skills with, like I said, communication. Just impacts everyday life on the stuff that we do.
All right. So like I said, we have a whole series of a ton of our employees who were able to be nice enough to be behind a camera. So I highly recommend going to our LinkedIn, our Facebook, and our YouTube to find those videos, because there's some really good information there and insight from our employees. So what about our benefits? We do have competitive total rewards package. We have a 401k beginning on the day one of your employment. We do offer continuing education, obviously a lot of great training opportunities, training programs that I hit on already. We do tuition reimbursement. So if that's something that's important to you and even your family, we have a scholarship program as well. We have competitive vacation holiday pay, paid parental leave, team building, engagement opportunities. So really would love for you to take some time, look at the opportunities we have. And on the next slide, Lauren, the last slide we have here, we have some contact information of myself. Please reach out to me if you don't have a chance to ask the question today or you don't get the answer. Feel free to email me. We do have the contact information for Ashley Barkdale. She is our HR director for our MGX equipment services. And Ashley is actually on the call today, so I wanted to introduce her because she'll be able to probably help answer a lot of the questions that you might have better than I can. So Ashley, do you want to give a quick introduction to you, and then we can get into the questions and answers?
Sure. Hello, everybody. I'm Ashley Barkdahl, and I have been working with Manitowoc and now MGX for over 18 years, and we are very excited to be able to present this information to you today. And we're here to answer any questions that you have.
Thanks, Ashley. And with that, Lauren, I think we can open up for questions unless you had anything else before we did so.
Let's take some questions. And I'm gonna look through the chat really quick to see if there's any drop in there. Again, this is the time if you don't feel comfortable using the raise hand feature and asking your questions out loud, please feel free to drop the question in the chat. But let's see here. So one question that I have to start us off is, we have a lot of different people on this call. Some, our program is open to transitioning service members. So they may be, a good, 4 or 5 months from their start work date. And we have some people on the call who are ready to go to work tomorrow. So how far out would you recommend applying for a role that they see on the website?
Good question. Good question. Ashley, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I really think it just depends. I mean, we do like to bring people in for an interview on site so that they can meet the team at the branches and also have a tour of the branch location. And then, we have our normal background screenings and pre-employment screenings that we have to do. So if you're looking to start right away, I mean, we can try to expedite things as best we can, but you may be looking at like a 2-week turnaround for background screenings and everything up to that amount. Sometimes it's quicker, but I would say that's a safe amount of time.
And are you doing screenings more in person or just where our transitioning service members are located all over the US? I mean, are there still phone screenings? We've kind of changing coming out of the pandemic, but what's that process like?
We have done phone screens if people are more remote from where the branch location they'd be working at would be located. We have, conducted those either phone screens or done it through Teams or Zoom, whatever works best for the candidate. Obviously, in person is preferred, but we absolutely would accommodate and do a phone screening or a Teams meeting.
Awesome. And how long are your positions typically posted? So if they're looking at positions, like I know, Chris had a wonderful slide where, had positions that you're looking to fill almost immediately. So, if there were positions that maybe are kind of like a constant fill or maybe constantly open, are there any kind of indicating markers on the job posting itself so they know that there might be a little bit of flexibility with the onboarding timeline if they do have a couple of months before they could start?
Sure. Yeah, we do have certain positions that are constantly open. So you will always see field service technicians, shop crane technicians, shop crane technician trainees. For our Aspen equipment side, you will see install technicians, service technicians, and field service technicians. Those positions are constantly on posting. So we're always looking for technicians.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I love that we have 2 HR directors here. So I'm going to pitch a HR question your way. So from your experience, because I'm sure that you have spoken with so many different candidates in your years of experience, what makes a candidate stand out when you're interviewing them?
I would say their ability and willingness to learn, their flexibility, skill sets, obviously, but their personality is a big thing, whether they're going to fit in with the team that they're working with. And, working with MGX and Manitowoc, we are a team environment. So, we tend to be with each other longer than we're with our families some days. So just that general overall, you have the skill sets and you have the fit within our organization. That really makes you stand out to us.
I would, yeah, I would agree with Ashley. I would say really doing a good job of communicating to us too, because we want to make sure this is a good fit for both sides, right? So communicating what you're looking for your experience, your skill set, of course. But we want to make sure that when you come to Manitowoc, it's what you expected. So certainly keep us on our toes and make sure that we're honest through the interview process, but also making sure you do a good job communicating, hey, this is what I'm looking for at my next opportunity, and we can make sure that we fill you in and let you know, hey, this is the culture here at Manitowoc.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So here was a direct question that was sent over. Best way to become an operator at MGX. It says they are already CCO certified in tower cranes.
Ashley, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sorry, I was just putting in the chat my email address. Above it was listed as MGX, but it's actually Manitowoc, so I'm not sure if it would go through as MGX equipment or not. So if you are already certified, and I believe the question was they are already certified to operate tower cranes.
Yeah.
So we do have several career paths to choose from, and if somebody is already skilled, that would probably place them into a field crane technician level A or B, just depending on their skill sets. And maybe they only need a little bit more training that we could provide through our service center and our training center in Shady Grove, Wisconsin. So I would say that they would probably be able to become a field technician fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Did that answer the question?
Yes, ma'am. I think so.
Okay.
And if I'm asking you a question and you would like for, either Ashley or Chris to elaborate, please let us know, please. So what is your favorite, and this is to both of you, what is your favorite part of the industry as a whole?
I can start, Ashley, on this one. I've been with Manitowoc for 12 years. Been here my whole career. The industry is really proud of the products that they make. Like I said, we're building the communities of tomorrow. They're really proud of the Manitowoc, the Grove, all of our different products. So really a great community, great people. That's kind of what keeps me. Ashley, what about you?
Yeah, I would say that the people that we work with are one of the best parts of working for Manitowoc. We form really good relationships with each other and have each other's back. We're able to bounce ideas off of each other and kind of, solve issues, solve problems, but figure out a way to make everything work. And then for me, it's always been, when you're driving down the road and you see that product working on a bridge or helping out in the community, it's a sense of pride because you know where it started from and kind of the process that it went through to get there. So, my kids will even be like, "Oh my gosh, did you guys build that and where you work?" And it's really neat. The products that we service and build are very large and intimidating, and they present a wow factor. So the pride in it is another great aspect.
I shared with Chris right before the call, one of our coworkers, Miss Renee, is actually in Europe, and she texted us a wonderful picture from Barcelona today of one of your cranes in front of a beautiful building. So even the excitement is there from us as well. So I definitely,
that's great.
So Chris, you had just shared that you have been with the company for 12 years. So what would you say has led to your longevity with the company?
In addition to the great people that I've been able to work with, I would say, the amazing benefits we talked about doesn't hurt. We pay competitively. We work as a team. That's one of our core pillars. I have a number of people who I can go to and network with to find an answer to a solution. If there's a question here today that I don't know the answer to, I'm very confident that people are going to collaborate with me, people like Ashley, who was able to join the call today, and other people. So it makes my job a little bit easier. And I think you'll see that in the different departments in our company. There's good collaboration. We should work as a team. We expect our supervisors, our people leaders to be great managers. And that, I think, is what separates us from a lot of different companies, especially manufacturing companies.
Definitely. That's awesome. So, and speaking, because you just spoke to benefits again, which I know you had the great slide that showcased a lot of your wonderful benefits. One thing that I didn't see, and I'm sorry if I missed it, but what about any kind of retirement? I mean, you do any matching on 401k, pensions? Can you tell us a little bit more about that benefit, please?
401k, yes. So 401k begins on your first day of employment. So you'll immediately that'll be immediately begin on your first day. We do have company match as well from a 401k perspective. So that's a little bit from a retirement perspective. And then just alluding to other benefits that we might have, we have continuing education programs. So of course we have training programs, skilled training programs for a technician and other areas of our business. But if you're looking for education outside of the training programs we do have a very nice tuition reimbursement program that we have as well. So 401k, yes, we do offer. We do have a company match, and it's effective day one of your employment at Manitowoc.
That's so awesome. I know, even employers that I've worked for in the past, oftentimes it's a period of waiting before you can take advantage of a lot of those wonderful benefits. So that's awesome that it starts
Mhm.
day one. I do have another direct question from the chat. And this is more based on the manufacturing side of your company, but if you have a senior leader from the manufacturing industry who has experience in manufacturing, but not necessarily maybe in a different sector of manufacturing, would you be open to them coming into the industry and learning your side of the industry if they were excelling in the manufacturing industry previously?
Yes, for sure. Ashley, any thoughts on the best position to push them towards of applying? But yeah, I would say broadly, yes. Uh,
Yeah, I think depending on what type of manufacturing experience they have, we would definitely be able to place them in like a shop tech trainee or a shop technician position.
Mhm.
And then we could fast track them through the field tech program if that's something that they're interested in.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. And transitioning from the military is just can be a really big shift in careers and mindsets. I know you had mentioned that you contribute to veteran organizations such as ours, which is awesome. You're a supporter of the Heroes Make America program and other veteran organizations. But do you have any veteran ERGs or anything that exists, or any mentorship within the company that kind of would help with somebody who's dealing with the transition from military to civilian career?
So we certainly have a number of veterans that work at our organization. So we do have a network there. We do have a mentorship program as well within our company. We want to make sure that people aren't questioning out who they can go to or who they can expand their network. So of course, the organization you're a part of, the department you're a part of, would be a key network for you. But we certainly have current veterans within our organization, people who are transitioning within the organization today. So we do have a network here in the U.S. Specifically that I think would be beneficial to someone in that case. So yes, yep.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And as far as time and positions, I know you said if you're interested in a different position, either there's training, there even, there's tuition reimbursement type programs. But if someone joins the company in one position, but once they join, they see, hey, I really love this other position, I'm very interested in it. Is there a certain amount of time that someone needs to stay in a position within the company before moving to another?
Uh, Yeah, that's a tough question. It will depend on the role in the situation. But I guess I can just answer from a broad perspective because we have people moving internally all the time. We see that as a positive here. We see people moving into different positions that they're maybe more excited about or they can grow into, and then it's an advancement opportunity. So broadly, we see that as a huge plus at our organization. Of course, someone moving into one position may open up another position for our company, but career development, is certainly seen as a top priority. So I don't think I can answer specifically on a timeline depending on the position, but just in a broad sense, we certainly want to develop our people, and that's why we have training programs. That's why we have mentorship programs. We do succession planning as an organization to make sure that we're doing what we said we're going to do and growing our people and making sure that they have the right skills and opportunity for advancement if they seek advancement or looking for a different opportunity even within Manitowoc or MGX.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Ashley had referenced previously that, some days you find yourself spending more time with your coworkers than your family. And we have all found ourselves doing that in our careers at some point. But can you share a little bit more about the work schedule for your manufacturing sites versus your maintenance roles?
Yes, our manufacturing locations, they work a typical 8-hour day. I think their schedule's like 8.5 hours and they have a 30-minute unpaid lunch. And then they also have 2 additional breaks throughout the day. Sometimes they do have the opportunity for overtime. It just depends on the workload and they're able to sign up for that on a voluntary basis. In our branches with MGX and Aspen, the majority of them also work an 8-hour day. Sometimes we will see for a technician, they may not have a full 8 hours. It just depends on the amount of work that's available or that comes into the branch, or if they have to go out on a field location job, they might not have full 8 hours, or they may have more than that. It just depends. But our goal is that everybody has a 40-hour work week.
So are most of the positions as far as production roles and the maintenance technician roles, are those hourly positions or salary positions?
Hourly.
Yeah, they're hourly.
Okay, so definitely some room. I mean, is overtime something that is an option if you wanted it?
Yeah, it's something that obviously we can never guarantee overtime, but it is something that is available.
That's wonderful. The community here is used to working 60 hours a week with one flat pay. So the idea of getting overtime sounds like a wonderful thing. All right, great. Thank you so much. And we've got some great, had some great questions coming in the chat. Let's see here, one more. For the field service technicians that may be covering a region, does the organization provide a company vehicle or do they use their own vehicle?
So we do have field service vehicles. They are usually like a commercial motor vehicle, where there may be some DOT regulations involved, but for the most part, yes, they would have a company vehicle or a service truck that is made available to them by the company in order to perform their job.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Awesome. What other questions do we have coming in here? You had some great questions today. I'm just going to get quiet now. Well, again, and these events are designed to be just beginning these conversations. If there's anything that you don't feel comfortable in dropping in the chat to me or just in the chat in general, we have provided their emails. We'll make sure to drop them in the chat again before the call is over, where you can reach directly out to the team. Cruise their career website, take a look at the job descriptions. Oftentimes I see our transitioning service members, even veterans, a little intimidated by the job titles, because from company to company, the titles may be very different. So make sure that you're reading through the job titles and the requirements. And I'm guessing, I'm going to ask here just because I haven't looked specifically on your job postings. Are there generally preferred and required qualifications, or is it just required, just preferred?
Typically, you'll see both preferred and required. But you make a great point, Lauren. Sometimes across the industry or in different industries, the job titles can be slightly different. So certainly read the job description, but we always say, if you're questioning, should I apply, should I not, it doesn't hurt to apply, and then we can get a hold of you and say, hey, this might be a different position that we think your skill set might be better for. So yes, preferred and required is typically what you'll see on a lot of the job descriptions.
Cool. Thank you. All right, good deal. Well, we are reaching the end of our time here. Again, please, Miss Rachel just dropped in the chat the contact information again. So please take that down. We will send it out as part of a recap email as well. But let this be the beginning of these conversations. If you have questions about positions, maybe you're not sure if, which one they should apply to as they're looking through. And would it be okay for them to reach out to the email just to inquire, maybe pick your brain on that as well, Chris and Ashley?
Yes, feel free to email myself or Ashley. We're here today because we are actively looking. We have jobs that are open, and a lot of it is because of our MGX side of our business. As I mentioned, we acquired this business. We're growing as a Manitowoc, especially the aftermarket side of the business. So we're growing, we're looking for people, we're looking for the right fit. And so, yes, please email us if you have any little question, big question, and we can try to answer them as quick as we can.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I am going to share my screen again here briefly to wrap up the event. Let's see, and Miss Rachel, if you don't mind going ahead and launching the poll for me. So if you'll just take a quick moment to answer these few questions as we're wrapping up. And again, next step, so make sure to explore, their career website, connect with them on LinkedIn. Heck, I even jotted down a little note about the video series that you have. I can't wait to go through and watch the Meet the Field Techs video series. So I'm going to go through and check that out as well. And follow Heroes Make America on LinkedIn. If you are not one of our participants and you're interested in future events like these, please check us out. Our next Heroes Connect event is going to be on Wednesday, October the 4th with Fuchs Lubricants. So we look forward to seeing you then. And Chris, Miss Ashley, any final words for today before we wrap up?
No, just a big thank you. Thank you for listening, and about Manitowoc and MGX Aspen. Thank you for everything that you do, and look forward to helping answer any questions, and hopefully we can talk again.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being wonderful sponsors of the Heroes Make America program and just being our guest on the Heroes Connect event today. And we look forward to seeing everybody again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.